process of me being booked has already been done, you're gonna say I'm sorry. What was the reason for arresting me? You were supposed to protect me. So the reason why I'm having this press conference is for my family, for my friends. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all get in here. Bishop Whitehead is a whole fool, y'all. This man is a whole fool. I am literally watching his live right now, okay? And this man is a fool. I don't care what anybody said or did. You choked that lady up, so F you, sir. F you, respectfully. Bishop. Child, let me get up off this. Okay. Woo, child. I just don't understand these pastors, okay? These bishops. It's the bishops for me. How are y'all doing? Happy Monday. You guys, I just want to say, before I even get into Married at First Sight, I just want to say thank y'all so much for like all the birthday love, the cash apps, everything. Like, I just felt so special yesterday, and I really just want to say thank you all individually who send me a cash app. I love you guys so much. To all of those who wish me a happy birthday, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you all so much for just hanging in there with me, you know, subscribing to the channel, liking my content, dealing with me messing up people's names nonstop. Okay, y'all don't even understand how much I appreciate y'all so much. Okay. But we are here to get into this deck on Married at First Sight. Look, y'all, I've been struggling with Married at First Sight. I was sitting here like, do I want to? Do I want to? But we're going to do it. I ain't going to give up. We here on a Monday because, you know, I took off yesterday. I took off of work today because, you know, yesterday I thought I was going to be super drunk, but I had got so drunk the night before, I couldn't even, I couldn't even really get up. Yesterday, something about that tequila just drains all your energy. So I was just in the bed and I was just relaxing. Like, you see, I ain't even gonna get my nails done at all, nothing. Like, I just been relaxing and I'm here for it. So when I get outside, I'll be outside eventually. And my husband bought me a new band. Let me see if y'all can see it. He got me a new band that actually matches my ring now because, you know, I have yellow diamonds in here. So now it's yellow diamonds in there. And so I was like, yay, because my band that I had before, I lost it. So I got a new one. And now this one actually matches my ring. So I'm happy and I'm excited. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight. What I will say is that why we just not getting divorces? Like Ben and Morgan, I mean, they bother me down to my core. I'm tired of watching Alexis lie. I'm tired of, you know what? I'm not gonna say I'm tired because Mitch opened up this episode, and we're gonna get into that. And I also feel like Lindy and Miguel are making some progress. Okay, you know, he loving her and whatnot. Now I didn't see that coming, but baby, we are here. Okay, math experts should be ashamed to allow one of the participants to be in a toxic situation. Are they going to wait for something too bad to happen before they begin to intervene? What toxic situation you talking about? Because all of this is toxic. All of this is toxic, okay? Poor what's his dog name? What's the dog name? Poor Maya, you know, is out working on a forum now, child. I don't understand. I really don't understand what's happening with with these couples, but let's get into it, okay? So the episode picks up where it kind of left off, okay? So Justin is outside still. Alexis come outside to join him after she gathers herself up. Okay, so she comes outside to talk to him, and he's like, I just don't understand. It's like your body language shut down. It's like you didn't want to, you know, talk. You didn't want to say nothing. Like you always got something to say. You ain't want to say. She's like, baby, just understand, baby, that I just didn't have anything to say, baby. And he's like, I understand, babe. I understand, but babe. And I'm like, shut up. Both of y'all shut up. They get on my everlasting nerve together as a whole, okay? Because for one, Alexis, you're a liar. You're a liar. Because literally, before she was at that table, she said that she wasn't going to say nothing because they was not in a good space and she didn't have nothing to say. Okay, that's what she said. So now she come outside and she want to stand next to Justin like, I just didn't have anything to say. Like, I was just listening. He like, but I was assuming that we wasn't on the same page. But no, like, it wasn't even like that. Stop lying, Alexis. This is why they're not going to be able to get anywhere, because she holds back truths from him, and he be thinking everything is not okay. And he be thinking everything is okay when it's not okay. It's clear, it's very clear that you don't like this man, okay? It's clear that you have problems with this man. It's clear that you're not happy, okay? The same way you were in the bathroom crying about how you tired, I always have to, be strong for him, and he's sensitive and this, that, and the other. Like, cut it out. Cut it out and just say what you're saying, because at this point, you're annoying me and you're lying, okay? You're lying. You side with Alexis. Queen E, do not, girl, wait till we talk. Wait till we talk. Okay, so now all the women meet up and all the men meet up. Okay, so here go Morgan. I just feel like he just be lying to my face after I done took him back. I gave him a clean slate, and this is what he gonna do with the clean slate. I'm like, take him back, girl. You the liar. You the liar. You the liar. You the liar. What do you mean? You took him back. Actually, he took you back. But that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Okay. So the women are like, I just don't understand why he was lying. I just don't get it. Well, Alexis, maybe you shouldn't open your freaking mouth and we wouldn't be here now. Hey D, y'all, make sure y'all go check out It's Me D and my interview with Patrice Woodbine, Harriet D. Floyd from P Valley. It was a great interview. She was awesome, amazing. Make sure y'all go check that out, okay? But anyway, so Ben was telling the guys, like, he did go talk to Justin. He did lie to her about the fact that he went to go talk to Justin, okay? But he said that he lied, that he didn't tell her because he feels like he can't talk to her, because he can't never get a word in, because she's always being her strong self, okay? And I said, exactly. Every time we see them talk, she never lets this man explain himself. She never lets him get his point across. So who else do you expect him to go talk to? Like I said, her expectations from him are so unrealistic to not have conversation with anyone, okay? So all the girls is like, you want to go over there and talk to him? We got your back, girl. We gonna go. You got your back. We gonna support you, because that's not right. So they go and they ambush the men. Now listen, nobody told them to go over there and mess with the men. Leave the men alone. But we get over there, okay? You got Miguel over there being the mediator. So Morgan, what's your side of the story? Morgan's like, well, he's literally been lying to me the whole time, okay? I keep asking him, did he talk to, did he say anything to anybody about anything? And he's like, no. Come to find out, he's been talking to him every day, daily, just lying on a daily basis. All he had to say was, I was frustrated and I vented to Justin, and this probably would have never happened like this. And I'm like, it would have still happened like this, because you still would have been upset, because you still would have been like, I thought I told you not to talk to nobody about our relationship. So girl, miss me with all that. I don't care how wrong Ben could have been in this. I just can't see it for Morgan and her dramatics, okay? Because you would have thought that this man really did something horrible to her for her to be acting the way she is acting, okay? So Nate was like, but what's up with all the hostility? I'm like, thank you, Nate. Thank you, Nate. What's up with all the hostility? Why you so angry? Why you so mean? Like, every time you around, you're aggravating. You're mean. You're nasty. Like, don't nobody want to be around that all the time. She's like, because he just keeps lying to me. He just keeps lying to me. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, go home. By the end of this conversation, Morgan done went over there and turned everybody against daggone Ben. Ben's said that he's going to therapy now because he realized it's some stuff that he got to work on with himself. I said, been with this girl for 3 freaking weeks, and now he in therapy. He done lost 7 pounds and everything. Poor baby. Maybe I need to go get me a Morgan so I can lose 7 pounds. Because baby, if that's how it works, I'm ready to find out. Because I could stand and lose a good 10, 15 pounds at this point. So she gonna help me get down to 7. Baby, Morgan, come stay with me for a week. Because like at this point, she's just so negative. And I understand what he means by he doesn't want to have a conversation with her because she doesn't let him get a word in. We saw it when she walked out there and she dropped those flowers and she was trying to talk to him. And he was trying to talk to her and she just kept over talking him. It's like, it's no point. There is no point in actually having a conversation with her. So she basically turned everybody against him after this. And I don't care because I'm not on her side for nothing. I don't care how wrong Ben was for going back and talking to Justin, even though he probably should not have been talking to Justin. I understand why he was talking to Justin because have y'all seen how talking to Morgan goes? Y'all seen how that went? He need to go talk to Justin. So Morgan don't like men. Morgan did get a new tattoo. She went and got a new tattoo. Yeah. You said she don't like men. Yo, what? You know what? I ain't gonna say it, but maybe not. Or she like a certain type of man, and Ben's not that type of man. Okay. So y'all, I done scared. Okay, so anyway, so Ben and Morgan are getting ready for Dr. Pepper because Dr. Pepper is ready to go have these conversations with them, okay? And she wants to she said that she's been filled in on what's everything's been going on, and she want to really figure out what has been causing all the damage. Okay, so she wants us to know that she's been filled in, so she knows that what's been happening. And I'm like, if y'all know what's been happening with these people, why can't y'all intervene on your own? Why do it feel like y'all only have like set times, set schedules to go and be able to help these people? If you are being filled in along this process that these people are struggling with, whatever they're struggling with, why can't you just step in? Why can't Pastor Cal just step in, do a video call, a phone call, something, and try to mend this? When y'all found out that she moved out, because Morgan moved out, when y'all found out that she moved out, why didn't anyone step in then? Okay. So Ben said that he did realize that he has been judgmental, he's been oversharing, and it's because he's not comfortable with talking to her. Now here goes Morgan. Well, I understand. I do realize that I could have approached the situation different. I could have used a different tone. I could have said, I probably could have, worded my words differently. Well, baby girl, if you know that you have half the problem, why are we sitting here blaming it all on Ben? Okay, because Dr. Pepper really did not help them. She really did not help them. She really didn't give them any advice. The only advice she told them was to write a letter to your younger self. We've been writing letters to our younger selves for seasons after seasons. That's a given. Okay, that was going to come regardless if they was having this confrontation or not. So I need you to give these people some real advice, because the one you gave ain't it. Dr. Pepper, get it together, sis. Child. I was saying here like, so did this help them? No. Did we get anywhere? No. Did we move forward? No. Got nowhere. Okay. Morgan wants a Muay Thai fighter for a husband. Child, I hope not. So they could be in there fighting. Child, could you imagine the domestic violence that be going on in that house? Morgan never apologized for anything Ben does. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. She sits there and she says that she could have done this. She could have done that. But have you apologized to him for handling him the way he has? Have you said, I'm sorry for making you so uncomfortable that you feel as though you can't talk to me? That's the thing. Like, you always want to blame him for something, but how about you take some responsibility for your actions as well? Like, if the man is clearly telling you why he did what he did, he says that he's sorry for doing it, yet and still you want to go up there and be like, I know I could have did this. I know I could have did that. Blah, 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 blah. How about, I'm sorry, Ben. I do realize that I come off strong. I do realize that I don't make it a safe space for you to open up and talk, and that I have driven you into the arms of another man. Chad, that's what she did. She done drove that man to the arms of another man. At this point, Ben and Justin, just go ahead and live happily ever after, y'all. Just go ahead and let y'all strong women go ahead and be with themselves. Because at this point, y'all better friends than they are. Justin said on the after party that he lost his relationship with Ben because of Alexis. Because Nate called out, Nate said that all this happened because of Alexis. I said that it was all Alexis. And he was like, I agree. And now I lost my relationship with Ben because of Alexis. Child, he real mad he lost that relationship. Because that's his best friend. BFFs forever. Okay. So She over there talking about some she feel betrayed and everything. Child, I don't care what Morgan feel. Morgan, I honestly feel like you're sabotaging this relationship because you don't want to be with Ben, period. And if you really want to get down to the bottom, and I'm gonna keep saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it, you're a liar. You want to call somebody a liar? It's you. Lying is a big thing. How do you think we got on the conversation of how lying is a big thing? Because you was lying. What did you do with your clean slate? Nothing. So go ahead and miss me with that ice cold woman. She's like, what's her name? Elsa, is it, or is it Anna? Which one is the ice queen? I think it's Anna. No, it's Elsa. Elsa's the ice queen. Anna's the little princess girl. Okay, she's her. Okay. So anyway, Stacey and Nate go talk to Dr. Pepper, okay? And she wants she wants to know what challenges they're facing in their marriage, okay? Because everything's not going to always be happy, but they're going to have challenges. That what can she help them with to make this a successful marriage? Okay, so Stacia says that she learned about herself that she likes to move quickly. She already knows what she wants. She knows how she going to get it, and she realized that he is slower. He's not as quick on things like that. Dr. Pepper says you have to realize that you didn't marry yourself. I said, I know that's right. I know that's right. See, Stacia is one of those girls that want to give out advice but can't take her own advice. That's the thing. She can't take her own advice, but she be quick to ready to and go give it out to somebody. Like sis, the same way you told what's the name that she need to be patient, you need to be patient as well. Okay. He says that he's very forward, he's very direct, and for her, that's not good enough. She wants him to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm just like, y'all, just go ahead. All right. Come to find out that they done been having sex. And I was like, I know. I knew y'all was having sex when y'all got out there, when y'all was in that shower together. Y'all just now decided to tell us because Dr. Pepper is there. See, I feel like they was holding on to the little secret because they was like, we're not going to say nothing to the experts ask us, okay? So we just going to keep this between me and you. Because ain't no way y'all was in that shower getting it in. Ain't no way he was going down on a kitty cat and all that other stuff and y'all wasn't getting it in. Cut it out. You got this girl over here blushing, talking about she's at an 8 and a 9 in love with you. She can't wait for you to fall in love with her. Y'all getting matching tattoos on the finger, and you gonna tell me y'all haven't been doing it? Miss me with the BS. And I knew it was just a matter of time before they came out and told us that they was getting it in. Okay. So Dr. Pepper gives them some advice, okay? The advice that you guys need to do when y'all come into these arguments or y'all having one of these conversations, hold each other's hands, okay? And realize that you are a team together, okay? That you guys are not the problem. Together, you guys are, facing the problem together. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go see. So next time I have an argument with my husband, I'm gonna be like, baby, give me your hands. Hold hands. My husband gonna be like, if you don't get out of here with your holding hands, what is this? But I'm gonna try it, okay? So I'll let y'all know how that worked out the next time we go ahead and have an argument, okay? So I'm gonna have to throw y'all all up in my business and let y'all know what's going on. Oh, thank you, Missy. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes as you come in. Make sure y'all like the video too, okay? I think Nate and Stacia has the most hope for a healthy long-term marriage. After seeing them, I can honestly agree, okay? But they feel more connected now, I guess, since they've been having sex or whatnot. They feel a little bit more connected, and Dr. Pepper told them, like, sex can be great without a connection, without being in love, but it can be amazing when you're in love. And I say, I know that's right. It could be amazing without being in love too, but that, what, let me mind my business. Y'all, if you know, you know. That's why the girls be out here slashing tires and busting windows, okay? I bust the windows out your car, okay? Okay. So anyway, Kristen and Morgan wants to fill her in on what's going on for the last. Okay, so Dr. Pepper goes to talk to Kristen and Mitch. Child. Excuse me. Kristen and Mitch go talk to Dr. Pepper. She wants them to fill him in what's been going on the last couple of days. Kristen going to start saying that they started off rocky. She starts getting very emotional. She told her that, in the beginning, he wasn't so attracted to her. So she started doing the most. She started bending over backwards, trying to get him to like her, and just doing the most. And she regrets doing all of that because he don't really care about nobody but himself. Okay. And now she's walking around on eggshells, and she want to sit up there and cry. And I do not feel bad for you, Kristen, not one bit. Okay, because ain't no way in HELL I'm going to sit there and bend over backwards, okay, and walk on eggshells for a man who tells me he's not attracted to me. I don't even see how them two correlate. So, baby, you put yourself in this situation. You trying to make this man fall in love with the idea of someone you are not. You're literally changing yourself to be the kind of woman that he wants. And then when he end up wanting that woman, you can't keep that up for too long. Okay. That's why you at the table having outbursts. That's why you at the table being mad. That's why you at the table, telling him that you tired, because you over here putting on a front. And for what? For Mitch? For Mitch? For dirty feet Mitch? Ain't no way. Ain't no effing way. No. Because I'm sitting here like, girl, I don't feel bad for you and your tears. I don't, because he literally said, I'm not attracted to you, and you gave him coochie coupons. Make it make sense? Because it ain't making sense. Make it make sense? Because it ain't making sense. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not dealing with him. I'm not dealing with her tears. She can keep them, okay? So then she said that she just want to go back to how everything was and on a honeymoon. You want to go back to how he wasn't attracted to you during the honeymoon? What? Child, go away. Go away. But she does say that, she demands you for him to, like, show her that he's into her and attracted to her and wants to be with her and this, that, and the other. Dr. Pepper was like, hold on, because obviously he doesn't do well with demands. So how can we, get him and ask him how's he gonna do things without you giving him demands? I'm like, first of all, Mitch is a grown man. Mitch signed up to be married, okay? Any person who has a problem with expectations being set for them as a husband maybe should not be a husband. Okay? Because when you are somebody's wife, when you are somebody's husband, when you are somebody's sister, brother, cousin, uncle, mother, sister, you have an expectation that they expect from you. My daughter expects from me as her mother to provide for her, okay? I expect for my husband to provide and protect me, okay? And profess his love for me on a daily, period. Okay, and tell me I'm beautiful. But what I'm saying is everyone has expectations. So for him to sit up there like, I don't like another man, I don't like, grow up, Mitch, grow up. Once again, it's all about him. Once again, she has to conform to him. No, your man, grow up and take some of these demands. The same way you got demands for her to go take back them daggone plastic shot glasses is the same way she can have some demands for you to man up and express how you feel about her so that she could feel confident and secure in this relationship. Child, I would have left them daggone plastic cups right there on the table, and I'd have been like, shots, right in his face. Oh, you don't want a shot? Oh, well, sorry. Oh, well, sorry, no shots for you, sir. Because ain't no way. Like, what's wrong with him? Child. And what's wrong with her? So anyway, he's going to start validating her feelings more. Do I believe it? Probably not. Okay, I feel like he'll try, maybe a little bit, but I don't know how long that's going to last, okay? Because Mitch is all about Mitch, and it don't matter how you spin it, how you turn it, how you twist it. It's going to always be about Mitch. And brought the 100 plastic straws containers. Oh, thank you, D. Mitch is too insecure to be open about the relationship with Kristen. He knows he's not in her league, and he isn't, and he ain't going to be. Child, Kristen doesn't have to conform to anyone. She should have spoken up a long time ago before resentment set in. He didn't ask her to do it. It was a trigger for her. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't feel bad when she was sitting there crying. Because since you brought this on yourself, it seemed like you wanted to be tortured. You was happy with being tortured. That's why you was giving out the coochie coupons. Remember? Y'all remember they was getting in the bathtub and everything? You got a coupon. It's unlimited. It's whenever. And now you want to sit here and start crying. Girl, get it together. Having outbursts at the table about how you upset. Now you holding on to this resentment for this man after you don't let him be this way for the last 4 weeks. I don't feel bad for her. Dr. Pepper should have told them to go hold some hands. I need y'all to hold hands. Do y'all feel more connected or not? Because that's what I need y'all to hold hands. Remember, you are not the problem. The problem is the problem. Okay. And you guys are facing the problem together. That's what she should have told them. Because that seemed like the advice that works for just about everything at this point. Okay. We know Mitch is not pleasing her at all. He's just as selfish in the bedroom. Ooh, child, I hope not. I mean, you got to give somewhere. You can't be out here being selfish in real life and then in the bedroom you still not got nah. That's probably why the resentment set in. Because baby, I'm doing all of this and it's not even worth it. The pain's not even worth it. I was bending over backwards, walking on eggshells for that. Give me my 3 minutes back, sir, please. Okay, I'm reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Okay, so child, Justin and Alexis sit down to talk to Dr. Pepper now. Okay, so Dr. Pepper, what happened? I was like, Alexis decided that she's going to give Justin a clean slate. Okay, everybody in these fresh starts. Everybody always got clean slates, fresh start, everything. Okay, so they in a better place now. Okay, so we find out that Justin is upset a little bit because the dog, Maya, isn't doing well at training camp. Okay, she's still being aggressive. She's still picking fights. So they told Justin, "Don't come pick up the dog. We gonna leave him here on the farm, and he gonna work for us for free." And I'm just sitting here like, Justin, go get your dog. Go get your dog. Don't lose your dog over Alexis, because she ain't going. She's not gonna stick around, sir. She's not gonna stick around. Go get your dog. I repeat, go get your dog and y'all go to your house together and let Alexis be over there with her dog, because that's where she's eventually going to be, and that's where you eventually going to be with your dog. And then I'm sitting here like, did he even go say goodbye to the dog? Is he going to come visit the dog? Like, we just going to let the dog go be on a farm? But honestly, even if that dog did get better, okay, even if the dog did get better, I really feel like Alexis will resent that dog, not like that dog, and make him get rid of that dog regardless. Okay, so the poor dog went to, he was sentenced to 4 weeks and now he got life. Well, I'm sorry, Maya. She was sentenced for 4 weeks and now she got life on the farm doing hard labor. It's not fair. It's not fair. That dog was doing just fine with Justin, being his companion, loving him, helping him through his sensitivity and all that. And now look. No spoilers. Okay. So we start talking to Justin says that she's so strong. He forgets to. Okay, so Justin tells Dr. Pepper that what's his girl name? Alexis is so strong that sometimes he forget that she could be sensitive. She doesn't like when he says sensitive because she doesn't see, in her mind, she equates sensitivity to being vulnerable, to being weak, and she doesn't like that because she grew up a strong Black woman, okay, and she's been taught to never let them see you sweat and never let them see you cry, because then she learns that then they feel like once they have that power over her, she can't then they can then use that against her. I think the worst thing that we as Black women have been taught is to be strong, independent women. Okay. Now I'm not saying don't be strong. I'm not saying don't be independent. I'm not saying don't be any of that. What I'm saying is we have to learn to balance to the point where we get in these relationships, we don't even know how to be feminine. We don't even know how to be vulnerable. We don't even know how to be open and transparent because we always think that somebody who may have good intentions for us is going to use that against us. And that is just so disheartening. So that a lot of us have this mentality where we have to be strong and independent, but at the same time, we want a man. Like, then you have to sometimes allow that man to be a man and you go ahead and rest in your femininity. And that will never be the case if we always want to be this strong, independent person. And like, And I think, like Dr. Pepper said, she said, was it no? Who said it? One of them had mentioned that it's easier, it's actually stronger to show your emotions versus not showing them. And I totally agree. It's something about being able to express how you feel in any state that shows that you are in control of your emotions and that you are strong enough to express it. You are strong enough to, right? It's a balance. You got to learn how to balance that feminine and masculine energy. Know when to pull it out. And we all have it. And it's okay when you need to pull up that masculine energy. Okay. If you have to take out the trash, okay, you gotta take out the trash. But if you got a man, let that man take out the trash. Like, okay, like no, like we have to learn how to find a balance. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice when we don't allow men to step up and be men. And unfortunately, y'all, and we gotta the way that the world is going, especially with men, women making more money than men and things like that. And I know I'm going off subject, but with the way that the society is going, especially with black women making more money than black men and things like that, we have to start having real intentional expectations from the men that we date. And I'm not saying he's gonna be broke. Okay, he might not make as much as you, and he, whatever that balance is. But at the same time, that's when we need to start talking about emotional intelligence. That's when we start need to talk about, is he good with his hands? Can he fix stuff? Can he cook? Can he clean? Is he self-sufficient? Is he going to be able to hold things down outside of just being a provider? Because yeah, he could provide, but think about Stacia and Nate. Stacia makes more than Nate. Nate makes good money. Okay, but he still does not make more than she does. So this is why she's begging him for this emotional intelligence, and she wants to go deep, because what else will I need from you if you are not going to be able financially to support me? Not saying that you're not going to buy me things and pay bills and stuff like that, but I mean, I can do that. You know what I mean? I can do that. So we need to really start having more expectations than, oh, he need to make money. That's why women end up in a relationship with a man who is now just taking care of providing for them, not present for her, not emotionally available for her or the children. He comes home, eats, go to bed, goes to work, come home, eat, goes to bed. Kids grow up, don't even know who their father is, barely, don't even have a connection with the father, just like Nate. Nate's father was doing a lot of work, so he was out in the streets causing fights. Like, this is a pattern that we have to sometimes, we got to start looking at the bigger picture overall and start setting expectations outside of what can you do for me financially. Because the way the society is going, if you want to find love, you're going to at some point have to start settling for someone who doesn't make as much as you if they don't make more than you. But that's another topic for another day. Alexis want to be both the man and a woman in a marriage. I don't see how, when she in the bathroom crying, I can't be strong for him and me. When am I gonna be able to be this and this, that, and the other? Like, the things that she get worked up over really bothers me. Like the fact that she's like I can't say love, I can't say sensitive, I can't say vulnerable. Like, girl, grow up. Where's your emotional intelligence? Like, get it together. Cut it out. Be an adult. This is why you've been proposed to 3 times and never married, because you don't know how to express yourself emotionally. Oh, thank you. That's Justin don't make no money, and he's not articulate, and he's not emotionally stable, and he doesn't have a beard, and his dog is the alpha over there. Why you want to read Justin like that? Did you have to read Justin down like that? He can't articulate himself. He ain't got no money. He's not emotionally stable, and he ain't got no beard. What the beard got to do with anything? Dallas, the beard too. It's the beard for you, child. I mean, when you put it like that, and when you say it like that, it does make a lot of sense as to why she would be running from Justin, right? It does make a lot of sense as to why she'd be running for Justin. Like, baby, you can't even emotionally be there for me. You can't even articulate yourself properly, and yet it's still and that thing ain't thinking Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I feel bad for Alexis. Oh, poor Alexis. Hashtag poor Alexis. Never mind, Alexis. Stay that strong, independent black woman. My bad, Alexis. Just go ahead and say a strong, independent black woman because this is not gonna work out for you, sis. It's just. I'm sorry. I did say set the expectation, baby. I did, and it's not giving what it's supposed to give. So you know what? It's okay. I understand now. I get it. I get it. I get it. Justin wasn't ever shown. His brother wasn't much help telling him to figure it out. He didn't get the tools that he needed to help figure it out. He does need a beard though. Not he does need a beard though. Cut it out. That's why she got rid of Maya. That's her competition. Not her competition. Y'all not right. Y'all is not right at all. Make sure that you like the video, guys. Make sure you're liking the video and make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed. Please subscribe. Okay. Subscribe. Okay, but anyway, so she just, she views sensitivity as weakness, and she doesn't want it to be used against her. And I definitely could understand it, but I feel like if you're dating and you're married and you're dating with the intention to get married, at some point you have to be able to be vulnerable and open up if you want this to succeed. Because honestly, she could have had marriage 3 times ago. She could have been in a happy, successful relationship 3 times ago with someone that chose her and someone she chose as well, if she would have allowed herself to be vulnerable. And I think she probably could have missed out on that great man just because of that. She probably could have. As the only one who lost patience with this trauma bonding nature of this episode. This episode for me, I was in and out. That's why we're here on a Monday and not a Saturday. Okay, so Dr. Pepper tells her you shouldn't be scared. It's okay to feel, and that's what makes you strong. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay, so Dr. Pepper goes to talk to Lindsay and Miguel, and she says that she's learning how not to be so defensive. Okay, every time like she's cooking and Miguel is saying, oh, don't do this or do it this way or do it that way, she gets defensive because it's like she's not doing it right, like she's not good enough, and she doesn't know if she's being a good wife. Okay, and they haven't told each other that they love each other. Now I can totally understand where she's coming from with that cooking situation, because baby, y'all know I don't do a lot of cooking at all. My husband does a lot of cooking, but sometimes every now and then and again, I try to put my little wife panties on and I go in there and I try to cook something, okay? And then my husband come in behind me and he like, no, you got to add a little bit of more of this, and no, you got to add a little bit more of this, and no, you got to do a little bit more of this. So, oh, thank you, Tawanda. I appreciate CashApp. So she does all of these things, right? So I honestly feel like he does all those things to me, and then it turned me off completely from wanting to cook. Because I'm like, well, obviously I'm not doing it good enough. Well, obviously I don't meet your standards, and obviously it's not going to be good. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. And that's something that I struggle with to this day. So I know how it feels to always be on the fence when you feel as though you're not doing something good enough, if you're not being a good enough, wife to someone. Okay. But Miguel tells her that she's doing great and she's doing a good thing. Dr. Pepper says that the one thing about love is that love constantly changes. And the one thing is that you're going to look back in 10 years and realize that the love that you have now is not the love that you have in 10 years. And I really sat back and I thought about the levels and stages of love and how sometimes we get so confused that we feel like, where you make it continue. Child, don't get me started. Do not get me started with them eggs. My husband don't even eat my eggs. He won't even touch eggs if I make them, because he don't like the brown rim around the pan. He don't like that. He don't like that at all. It got to be nice and fluffy. It got to be a certain way. But I don't even attempt to do that. I just make anything that could go in the oven or the nouveau wave is what I make, or the crock pot. That's what I make. If I could put it in the pan, throw it in the oven, let it cook, we good. If it takes anything other than that, baby, yeah, I'm just gonna step away and cut my losses right here. That she tells them, like, the love that you have now will be a different love in 10 years. And I totally agree. Love it goes in stages. Okay. So we just need to just just love a person in general. Okay, I don't feel like going deep into all of that. So Kristen and Mitch go to play softball. Justin and Alexis is out there flying kites, and she don't even want to fly kites with him. She don't like anything about Justin. She don't like the fact that he want to fly a kite. I just was like, dang girl, the man can't fly a kite. I ain't never fly a kite, but I wonder if it's if it, if it's a lot of fun. It looked like fun. I would have had fun flying a kite with Justin. Okay, the Nouveau Wave oven, right? Set it and forget it. That's my type of cooking. I'm that girl. Put it all in one pot and let it do its thing. Okay, so she says that she lost everything. Okay, so Kristen and Mitch. Oh yeah, so it was flying the kites. We found out that when they were talking, they were both opening up, and we learned that Justin basically was always told to just figure it out. So he was never really told how to, get through things. And this is why he always tried to handle things on his own. And I think that gave us more perspective onto why he didn't want to let Alexis know what was going on with the dog, because he just said, I thought I had it. I thought I figured it out. That's the only method that he was always taught. And the method was figure it out. Figure it out. Don't bother me with this. And I think he reverted back to that. Like, I'm not going to bother her with this. I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself, because that's how he's been equipped. And that's all that he knows. And I really feel like, and y'all, I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel. I feel like this episode where they go to their houses and they learn about them, that where they grew up and stuff like that. I think they should do this when they come back from the actual honeymoon. You know how they go to each other houses. I think they should get their background story then, because it will help them be able to scope who they are as they start to progress in this marriage. Because we have already been a month in, and we're just now starting to understand why people behave the way they behave. And now, their spouses are looking at them like, oh, I wish I would have known this before, because if I would have known this, I would understand why you're this way. I would have a little bit more patience with you with this stuff. So I think they need to reevaluate when they do stuff like this. Like, maybe they should put this in the beginning, so that so that we can get past all the boring stuff that we really don't care about, and two, so that they can really start to understand who they are as a person, versus wait until they done exploded and they got all these different things about them. Because we talked about this plenty of times. The one thing that we need to know about a person is we need to know their background, and we need to know where they came from, because this will help us understand why they are the way they are. Like, I was raised on love. My husband raised on survival. Now I know why my husband is always like, I got it, 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 I got it. Because that's how he was raised. Okay. And when he wasn't always as emotionally available to me, and I'm always over affectionate, and I'm like, why you don't do this, and why you don't love me, and that's something that I had to learn about him, how he grew up, what that dynamic was with his family. Me, on the other hand, my mother, we didn't have a lot, right? So the one thing she made sure she did provide was love. I was used to, every day I left out the house, my mother gave me a hug and a kiss before I went to school. So that's just how I am. So when you learn things about each other, that's you tend to understand and be more accepting to who they are. And I think that's what they need to do. Put this in the beginning. Put this in the beginning. Don't wait a month in after they done already build up resentment like Kristen. Okay. So anyway, what happened? Okay, we see that Mitch grew up. We see a bunch of pictures of Mitch, y'all. Mitch had hair. Did y'all see Mitch with his hair, his little curly hair, his little hat on, sitting there looking decent looking? Okay. And one thing I did learn about Mitch is that when he lost his house from the earthquake, I feel like that may have altered his idea of thinking about material things. I think that's when he realized like there's no value too much in material things, because and they could be going in the blink of an eye. And I think that that's something like in the back of his mind that he holds on. Especially how he really talked about like losing everything and things like that. So I was like, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And then also, how when his father passed, when his mother and father got a divorce, that's when he started acting out. That's when he started being rebellious. That's when he started doing all these things. That's when he started doing all these things. And then to find out after that his father passed away, And then it was just like a lot of different traumas that Mitch holds, and I think that he just needs to really heal. I think he's holding on to a lot of trauma, especially young Mitch problems. That young Mitch was going through something because he rebelled at like 9. Like, who does that? Was it 9, or maybe it was ninth grade? After his mother and father got divorced, that's when he started acting out. And sometimes I think that if you guys ever get divorced, make sure you get your kids some therapy because they be affected. And if I ain't learned nothing through watching reality TV, I learned that people be affected by divorce. Definitely be affected by divorce. Or get it when you're really young, so they don't even remember. I remember I told my husband that when we was dating earlier after we had our daughter, and I was like, if we're not gonna make it, if this is not gonna work, then we need to do it now before she get older. Because I don't want to do it when she get older. You know how people try to stay together for the kids, and then when the kids get to a certain age, they divorce, and now the kids is all screwed up in the head. Like, no, if we're gonna do it, let's do it now so we can learn how to co-parent and have a healthy relationship for our child before she gets old enough to remember any of this crap. But things end up working out how they were supposed to work out. Shakira said she was leaving with something. Who was leaving with something? What happened? He looked like Heath Ledger. Really? Did he? I gotta remember what Keith Ledger looked like. Okay, but anyway, Kristen says that she would have known all this stuff about him. She probably would have been a little bit more patient with him, and now she has a softer spot for him. Girl, you was already bending over backwards for this man. You've been bending over backwards for this man before, so I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't. Okay. Stacia and Nate, they read their letters. Stacia basically told herself, don't worry, you're going to grow up to be the boss that you're supposed to be. Everything that you're doing, keep doing. I said, that's the most self-centered letter I ever heard. You know how, like, you be telling your story, you write down some stuff about yourself that you really want to, put out there. That you really want to put out there and stuff like that. She's like, no, you just continue to be who you are. When you rebel. And when you do this, and you're going to be the boss. Don't worry, girl. You got this. So then Nate's letter was really cool because he was really getting in his feelings, okay, about how, like, to learn to control your temper, how to, step out of the box, make more friends, open up, be true to yourself. He was really talking life into his younger self. Meanwhile, Stacia was like, girl, you got it. Don't worry. You're going to be great. Keep doing the things that you doing now. I'm like, well, did you learn anything about yourself, Stacia, at all? Nothing. Okay, what can I say? Nothing. If she felt great about it, I felt great about it. And she was just so happy that he went deep and he was opening up to her. But y'all, let's be honest. Episode after the weddings, when they went on a honeymoon, that made me lose my train of thought that fast. When they went on a honeymoon and they was laying down in the bed the first morning that they woke up together, didn't Nate say all the things that he told her about how, he moved around a lot, about how, he didn't feel accepted, about how he doesn't feel comfortable with himself sometimes? He said all the same things that he said to her before. And she's just now deciding to actually listen and pay attention to the same stuff that he said before. And now she's like, I'm just so happy that he's going deep. And I'm sitting here like, girl, he said this before. This isn't new. We all heard this before. But for her, it's like she heard it for the first time. And it started to make me think that, were you really not listening to this man when y'all was laying in the bed and we was talking? BL, and we're never going to learn that much about Stacia. And it's only going to be because Stacia feels as though she literally lived the perfect life for who she is today. Like, she did speak about how she had humble beginnings, and this is why she is the way she is. And I'm just going to go talk about Nate and them two and get them out the way. So when Nate went to his old house, right, and they were sitting down talking, Nate's father came, and when Nate's father came, she asked him about being a single father, and I thought it was so beautiful because he teared up and he got emotional, he got a little in his feels because it's like, these my kids, like I'm gonna take care of my kids no matter what. And I really appreciate that because sometimes we don't hear about the single fathers out there who step up when the mothers don't, because we hear a lot about it when it comes to the women because it's majority women. But I love to see a Black man in a positive way, especially because they always throw a lot of negative out there, and it's not to anyone's fault. It's just like that's just the majority. But when I see, a Black man just say, I had to do what I had to do for my child, I love that, and I love that they showed that because it did give, everybody, all of us out here don't have. Some of us do have fathers, okay? Because they, the stereotype, well, Black kids don't have fathers. They just leave all the women. And there's some women out there who do the same thing too. Okay. So I appreciated seeing that. I really, really did. And I love that he was just selfless about it. Like, what do you mean? Like, I did what I had to do, like anyone should have. Like single mothers do all the time. So I really like that. Stasia coming from humble beginnings, right? She talks about how she used to make pocketbooks. She used to make pocketbooks to sell to her friends, and then he used to sell fake pocketbooks because he was bootlegging the pocketbooks. So now they stronger than ever, and they have this connection. When Stasia took him to meet her childhood friend, how she grew up in, I started to realize that when Stasia stayed with the father and the mother, that's where she got her family dynamic from. Even with the man, when she said that she was running out the house, and he was like, "Don't no man honk the horn and you go running out. Tell him to come inside. Tell him to come pick you up." And I realized that there's a lot of different things about Stasia that we're never going to know, because although she says that she wanted to stay in the school with her friends and things like that, like she grew up in a like she was in a house with white people as a mix as a biracial child. Okay, so I really want to dig deep into her. I know she always says that she didn't feel comfortable, she didn't feel this, like, or she got picked on and stuff like that. But when she tells her story and you hear about her life and how she did this and she did that and she did this, it always seems like she didn't really face obstacles, or maybe she didn't look. I don't know. Something about Stasia tells me that she's traumatized and she's seen a lot and she's been through a lot and she's hiding it. It's like she pushed it to the back of her brain. And I think she wants him to go deep so that when he exposes himself to her, she'll feel better about exposing herself to him. If that makes sense. Remember when she was on that bed and she was crying and she said, I come with a lot. I come with a lot. I come with a lot. I think that she's ready to use this opportunity for him to like expose, like really be out there so that she can literally lay it on him. And whatever her traumas are, I feel like she's preparing him for them, because the fact that her trauma, how she was crying about it, and she's in therapy, and she's really trying to dig deep into him. It's almost like she wants him to expose his trauma so that when she exposed her trauma, it's an even playing field almost, to a sense. Kind of like how Alexis does this thing where like, I don't want to be vulnerable because if I'm vulnerable with you, then you could use it against me. Kind of like that. I don't know, but something about Stasia behind her eyes really, really tells me that she's putting on a facade. She's definitely putting on a show. Like, it seems like everything was all great and dandy, and she emancipated herself, but like there's something else there. Like, your mother was there and everything like that, and but how did that work? How did your mother feel about you emancipating yourself in high school? Like, there's so many different things about this girl that I feel like if we really want to get deep, then we need to get to her. because Nate has really been out there, telling us about himself to his best ability. He opened up about, his mother not being there, his father being a single father, how he was always working, so he was basically doing his own thing. He expressed how he would go to his friend's house so he didn't have to so he could see a real family dynamic. He expressed all that stuff. But when you sit there, you really think about Stasia, and you think about how she didn't have her father, she emancipated herself from her mother, she ended up living with a family that wasn't her own culture, on top of the fact that it wasn't even her family of any sort. It was just literally her friend's family that eventually became family. But there's so many different things. And it's like, what experiences did she experience to make her who she is? Stasia wants Nate to be tragic, but he is not, and she needs to open up. That's what I feel like. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like she wants him to really, like, it feels like she wants him to, like, have been through so much so that she could pull up her so much, and then it'd be like, okay, we good now. We both been through so much. It's like Samson. He wants someone who struggled. Yeah, like she's covering up to be perfect. But I don't know what it is about Stasia, but I really hope that we could dig deep into her, because she's the one with the issues. Because Nate said that he does his affirmations in the morning. Okay, he was on the after party saying he meditates and he does all that. So I really feel like we got to really dig into Stasia. She's the one with the issues. That's why she was begging him to love her. Remember, she was begging him to love her. I just want you to love me. Curtis was supposed to love me. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. I don't know why one of my employees is calling me. Then stopped by. She said she had an application. I didn't have no meeting with nobody named. I don't know what they talking about. So maybe I had an interview. Did I have an interview with somebody today? I hope not, child, because I definitely took off work last minute. Child, not somebody came to my soul for an interview and I wasn't there because I'm on a YouTube with y'all. Ooh, child, that's funny. This is my real job over here. So anyway, Alexis and Justin. Okay, so Ben and Morgan go to read their letter. Ben reads his letter, okay, about poor Ben opened up all about himself. Okay, he just was open all about himself. Okay, after she came in there and she told me something, you could go first. So he opens up and he's vulnerable and he's talking about how he always felt he wasn't enough. I always felt I wasn't enough. And then this chick right here goes, I don't feel comfortable reading you my letter because every time I tell you something, you go share it with somebody else. Yo, I said, Morgan, I'm so dumb. Like, why come? Why even come? Like, girl, you could have stayed home. But it's the shade for me because I don't feel comfortable telling you my reading you my letter, because every time I tell you something, you go back and tell somebody else. So with that being said, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm like, yo. She's so dramatic. She's so dramatic. But I'm not gonna hold you because I feel like he probably would have called Justin and been like, well, you know what? She read me her letter and she said. But it's so bad because she didn't give him no emotion towards his own letter. And it just made me feel so bad for him because after he just sat there and talked about how he felt he wasn't enough, how he just wasn't, and he was never going to be enough, how he, was fighting with that. She literally basically told him, like, you're not enough. You can't do nothing right. You're wrong. And I don't feel comfortable with you. And I'm not telling you nothing. And I'm not sharing anything else with you because you ain't going to do nothing but tell somebody else. I was like, girl, she made me so mad. Like, what's wrong with her? Because honestly, Morgan, did you even write anything on that paper that you came in there and get hands with? And second of all, if you knew you wasn't going to read no letter, why you just didn't send that man a voice note on his phone and say, I don't want to read no letter to you because you won't go tell Justin. Like, why even waste your time coming over? Like, she's just doing too much. Way too much. I really would hate to know how she treats people who really do her bad. Like, if he didn't even really do anything that extreme, imagine if he did something extreme. She'll be ready to throw that man into the ocean. She'll be done with him. Throw him away completely, all the way away. All right. Ben needs to leave. I agree. Like I would be like, I'm done with her. Like, and he just looks so defeated. It just sucks because he looks so defeated. He looks sad. She didn't say hi to him when she walked in. He just looked like his whole life is up in shambles. It's not healthy for his mental, especially for someone like Ben, who I think deals with depression to some extent, or someone who I feel like does is not really happy with themselves. The way she treats him does not make it better at all. And this is why he goes soft to Justin. This is why. Oh, thank you. Ben like says he needs to do a Chris like last season. Yeah, he needs to do something like this. Is my decision day. I'm not going to keep playing with this girl back and forth, forth and back and forth, forth and back. No, no. Morgan thinks all this rah rah would distract from the fact that she's embellished her resume. Is it that serious? That's the fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. How about that, Morgan? That's what I'm saying. Like Morgan really started all this mess, but she make it seem like it wasn't all her. Baby, it was all you and nobody but you. Okay, so Miguel and Lindy. Let's just talk about Miguel and Lindy. They go dancing and whatnot. Okay. Lindy, she really, felt like, she was opening up with dancing because she was never able to dance as a child. And so, he was like, but in the Bible, they had parties all the time. And she was like, yeah, I think it has something to do like sexual, like I guess they relate being dancing with sex to some extent, which I can get depending on how you dancing. Okay. Because if you real close on the body and stuff, I guess I can get it. I can get it. If you twerking and whatnot, I mean, I guess I can get it. But like when you in church, people shout, that's a dance. Like there's different interpretations of dance. But anyway, when they were sitting down talking, she read her letter. And I feel like, remember when me and Queen E was on live and Queen E was saying how, she was raised 7-day Adventist and that she's seen people go to the very extreme when they like get out of the religion. They really, really, really go to the extremes of rebellion. I really feel like that was Lindy. When she spoke about how when she went to boarding school and how she cried and how she was sad and all those things, that she was dealing with, when she spoke about it and she was telling herself like, you're going to be okay, like it's better to be here than to be home. Then she didn't even have a phone to call back to her house. And now I'm like, why did her family send her to boarding school? I don't know how I feel about boarding school, y'all. I feel like it could be a good and a bad thing because it's like, how you just send your kids off to boarding school like that? Like, I can't, I don't know. But I just felt bad for her because she was like, every tear that you cry, every time that you feel lonely, every time you feel isolated, this okay. You're in a better situation than you are at home. And I really think this is why she acts the way she acts. She wants to rebel. She wants to be loud. She wants to be outspoken. She wants to be angry. She wants to be drunk. I'm not gonna say she want to be drunk, but she likes the excitement of not being confined. I don't know what it's like to be a 7-day Adventist, but the way she portrays it, it seems real cult-like. Okay, in my opinion. Now I don't know how it really is. I'm just saying from her actions. No offense to any 7-day Adventists out there. Okay, but it does seem like when the kids, break away or get out of it, that they seem to really have some type of deep issues in the back of their mind. Boarding school is for parents that don't want to be parents. Oh, child, you sure? Are you sure? Dang. Oh, child. Okay, I guess that's why I don't feel like I could ever send my child there. The new expert divine is the 7th-day Adventist. Is he? I thought he was Christian. No, really? That's interesting. But I heard that they not airing Divine this season. I heard they not airing him because when they put out the trailer, they got a lot of backlash for him being part of the cast. Yeah, I know they Christian, but it's like, like Christianity and like Baptist and Catholic, and then like, 7-day Adventists, and then like, what's the other ones? What's the other religion that I'm trying to get my hand on? The ones that be going to your house, like Jehovah's Witnesses, like they all some form of it, but it's a different dimension. Yeah, denomination. It's definitely a different denomination. Like they totally different. Um, but yeah, so I heard that they're not gonna show Divine. They got a lot of backlash from him being on the I guess the trailer, or when they dropped the new experts. Remember that they dropped it. Chloe will spin facts on the expectation woman replay game. Oh, you want a replay game? Okay. So I really feel bad about that, and I really wonder um if he would have added something good to this. Your husband went to boarding school and he said that it was lonely. Oh, it was lonely. I had some friends that went to boarding school and they turned out fine. Extreme 7 day adventures. Do not wear jewelry. Do not have tattoos. No makeup. No alcohol. They couldn't even eat seafood. Remember, she said we didn't even eat seafood. What was the backlash? Why y'all get the Vine off before he even got on it? So y'all remember when they first announced that he wasn't going to be on the show, that he was going to be on the show, everybody went into an uproar because remember he was dating Megan Good when they was married. Him and Megan Good was married, and then they end up getting divorced and all this other stuff. And it's like how he going to be an expert? He just went through a divorce and all this other stuff. So that was the whole thing between them. Hold on, y'all. I smell gas. Let me go make sure my oven or stove is not on. Okay, I think I don't know what that smell is, but it's I smell it. They couldn't eat shellfish, right? We sided with Megan. That's exactly what happened. So everybody was upset, and they was like, he just got a divorce. How he gonna help marriages? How he gonna do that when he was married to Megan Good and she wasn't the woman for him, and she was the Jezebel, and he did this and he was defending her, and everybody was upset about him being a freaking expert for Married at First Sight, as if these experts be expert in anyway. And so that's what I heard. Okay, I think Alyssa said it. Y'all know Alyssa be in the chat, right? And Alyssa be looking up everything. Now I don't know how true this is, and maybe he will show up, maybe he won't. But from what I understand, that's what's done. That's what I heard. Dr. Pepper has been married more than once, but you got to remember they came on this show with the show. Well, Dr. Pepper's the OG. She started this ish, okay? Then Pastor Kyle is basically like the face of Married at First Sight. So it doesn't really matter. And they never really they didn't have public marriages like Pastor Divine had with his wife, Megan Good. So that made it a different dynamic. You know what I mean? So people was really upset about it, and they was getting a lot of backlash, and they was, saying mad stuff about him, like how he gonna be an expert? Ain't no way, this, that, and the other. He ain't da 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 da. And so that's what I heard, but we'll have to see how it turns out. I love Megan Good. She said she wanted kids now. I need her to open up about the marriage and when she's ready, and I'm sure she will. Dr. Pepper husband don't even live together. That's the part for me. Dr. Pepper husband don't even live together. Okay, Dr. Pepper has been married more than once too. That's but they don't have public marriages. That's the thing. He had a public marriage to a public person, and so it was on display. And remember, they had a book and everything, but I guess that divorce ruined it. But we'll have to see. Maybe it's not true. Maybe he is going to be up here because I'm interested to see him. I was looking forward to seeing, another male perspective on the show. But who knows what we're going to get now. So anyway, um, Kristen, Kristen and Mitch go see the father. Mitch takes Kristen to his father's grave, and I think it was so sweet because he like introduced him to her, introduced the father. Oh, child. Woosah, woosah, Chloe, woosah. So anyway, that just threw me off. So Kristen, he takes her to meet the father. He's in the grave, of course. So it was like meeting him. She also met the grandmother, the aunt that he lost on COVID. It was a whole like little thing. I feel like they connected, they bonded. He read his letter to her, and I really feel like Mitch opened up a little bit. Okay, um, it sounds like he's starting to realize that he got in his own way in his journey. Because he said this process that every time he mentioned the word lonely or isolated, like he was like, you're gonna feel lonely, you're gonna feel isolated. No, it was not. It wasn't even my husband. It's my brother-in-law. No, it's my brother-in-law. It was my brother-in-law, y'all. That's why. So I'm like, no, no. um. So it's still not mixing. Yeah, so he talked when he mentioned the fact that it was going to be lonely, he was going to feel isolated and stuff like that. He started crying. I felt really really bad for him, because I feel like there's a lot to this extreme environmentalist. I feel like he made this thing up in his brain to for he made this up in his brain so it would be easier to understand why people don't like him. I think he always felt like people didn't like him. People didn't see it for him. He felt outcast. He felt some type of way. And I think that when he became, as he got older, he became this extreme environmentalist so that, he can, he will have an excuse as to why people don't like to be around him. And people think he's a jackass and stuff like that. It's like a facade that he put up. And I also think it has and I think he's starting to realize that he was getting in his own way, because he says like don't don't hold yourself back from, what did he say? Stay again, emotion, realize through the process. Oh, I don't know what he said because I didn't write it down. But that's what I wrote down, that I felt like he held himself back from the process. Kristen said that she's finally relieved of all the anger that she had towards him, and she gained more understanding of who he is. And I understand that she gained more understanding as to who he is, but I also feel like she still needs to hold his feet to the fire, because he's going to eventually slip back into that old way of being a Mitch. And she's going to slip back into that old way of now conforming to who he is, because she feels bad for him. She feels pity for him. She feels sad for him. Like, we don't want you to be sitting here feeling sad and, pity for your husband. So now you understand why he is the way he is, and you just gonna let him be that way. Absolutely not. I understood why my husband wasn't emotionally available to me when we first started dating. Do you think I was gonna put up with that? Absolutely no. Do you think I would marry a man who's not emotionally available to me? Absolutely not. So if you're not going to be putting in the effort to change and get better, then there's no reason for you to even tell me that you have an issue. So if she goes ahead and now she has this soft spot and she's so understanding, she's not going to force him to grow up. She's not going to force him to step up. So Mitch and Kristen have a chance to make this work. But Mitch has to do the work, and she has to do the work on themselves first before they can try to mesh together. Because she's going to continue to bend over backwards, because I understand why he is the way he is. I have compassion for who he is. And then all this time, it's going to backfire on her, because he's not going to do anything to change it, because now you should just understand it. No. Mitch has been given a pass his whole life. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's like you tell a sob story, you tell a and now you get away with it. It's like, when do you start being held accountable for your actions? When you become an adult, of course we all have trauma. That does not mean that we get to walk around and treat people however we want because we had trauma. We all had trauma. We all dealt with stuff. So you don't get a pass at being a nice person. You don't get a pass at being selfish. You don't get a pass at being mean. You don't get a pass at that because you had trauma. All of us have, and we all do not act this way. But I do feel like he's coming around to her, if that counts for anything. Which I think. Y'all think he coming around to her? Y'all think he actually starting to like her or fall in love with her or want to be with her? Any of that? Shakira Mine says take both of them. First, let me find a man, or I can ask one of my guy friends that can cook. What y'all talking about? What is y'all talking about? Kristen, stop having sex. So watch this progress stop. Oh, but no, I thought it was his decision to stop having sex next episode. The way they put it seemed like it was his decision to stop having sex. And I told y'all that he was going to go ahead and pump, 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 and dump, 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 dump until he was done with her and it was going to be over. Yeah, now I remember that. No, it ain't going to work. Once again, I'm mad at Mitch. Once again, I'm mad at Mitch because I promise you, Mitch said that it was his. If I'm not mistaken, it definitely was him who said that. It definitely was him who said that he wanted to stop having sex. Ooh, child, it's not gonna be no good. This not gonna be no good. After she done gave him all them coochie coupons that he not even gonna want to use no more. Ooh, child, girl, how you let the man with the dirty feet tell you he don't want you no more? Okay, Then you got Alexis up there talking about how she don't want to give it up to Justin. Oh, that's not no surprise here. No surprise here. Sassy and Nate though, y'all saw her on that little that what's that thing that you put on the door? You put your legs up and your hands up. I said, oh, they getting freaky tonight. Okay. I don't know nothing about that. I'm too scared. I'm too scared to be up in them little contractions. Okay, I've been in film. Heck no. Then how you explain that when you gotta go to the hospital? Okay, sex done sent me to the hospital. That's what it's gonna be. How am I getting now? Okay, I done broke my leg. How? My collarbone. How? Okay. So yeah. So we're gonna have to see how this play out next episode. I think this episode was a good episode for what it was. Was it something I really wanted to talk about? Absolutely not. Does it give us more details into who they are? Yes. So it was good for what it was, but I need a little bit more excitement, something to keep me woke during the episode besides talking to y'all in the chat. Because if it wasn't for y'all in the chat, baby, I've been fell asleep a few times during this episode. But thank y'all for hanging out with me. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Once again, thank you all so much for the birthday wishes, the cash apps, all that good stuff. I appreciate it so much. Yesterday, I kind of got a little bit emotional because I just was like, oh my God, I really have people out there who like really enjoy and like me. And that felt good. It felt good. So we are coming back. We're coming back for Ready to Love, unseen date between Sharice and Swayze. We're going to talk about that. We're going to play the date. We're going to go through it. We're going to talk about it, blah, 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 at 4 o'clock. So I see you guys at 4 o'clock. We'll go through that. And then maybe later on tonight, we might get into this Bishop Whitehead situation and some other stuff, August Alsina and them that's going on the internet and Tory Lanez and whatnot. But we'll get into it hopefully later on tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow. But we'll be back at 4 for Ready to Love unseen footage. So make sure that you hit the notification bells, turn on all so that you can get in here just in case you forget. It's already set, so press the reminder. And I'll talk to you guys in a few hours, okay? Bye.